Now it's all yours, Luke.
Cool. So first, I'll give you a quick overview of me. So Luke Jackman is my name. I'm an Australian lad. Live in a place called Newcastle, which is on the east coast of Australia, about 2 and a bit hours like north of Sydney. I guess, my background is sales and marketing, predominantly. Worked in, I guess, the ICT technology space before moving across into the mining, like the real world mining sector, in a sales and BDM capacity. I've done a lot of, I guess, sales and marketing consultancy work, working with probably the largest company, was turning over just over $60 million per annum, just helping them with the way that they commercially position their products and, their sales cultures and just, I guess, their sales funnel and the way they engage and position their products. And building, I guess, the right funnels to drive product engagement. So that's sort of, I guess, where, I guess my background has been. Currently working as a sales manager for a mining software company called Digital Terrain. We do a paperless mine management software that is targeted, predominantly to the underground mining space. So, my sort of background in crypto is that I've only sort of been trading for, a couple of years. So I had a pretty rocky start, to be fair. I lost like 60K, like from a dust attack, like literally 3 months into investing 75K in crypto, because I don't tend to do things in halves. That was pretty hard. My wife still doesn't know about it. And I'm thinking, fuck, she doesn't listen to AMA's recordings. So I was fortunate in that I guess was mentored, or, a person I'd sort of met within the crypto space felt sorry for me. And he taught me, how to trade crypto and read charts and understand 50 and 200-day moving averages, and got me into, networking groups where I had the opportunity to meet other investors that got me into Evergrow. I was an Evergrow pre-saler, made a considerable amount of money on that. I lost a fair chunk of it trying to replicate the process with a few other sort of, copycat sort of reflection coins after Evergrow, had the large surge that it did. And, that, I guess, got me into the headspace where I thought that, given my marketing background and so forth, one way that we could, ensure that, we can invest in the crypto DeFi space and not lose money to devs that, I guess, rug or, have very, very little sort of capital appreciation, is to start my own project. So that sort of, I guess, kicked off my, I suppose, project dev, I guess, journey. It's been a tough one. We've had, I guess, some wins and some fairly brutal losses. And, it's a challenging space to maneuver in, because a lot of people within, the DeFi industry, you can't trust. They're out to, I guess, take advantage of, I guess, what you don't know. So, Kinder Inu is kind of an interesting one, because it wasn't a project that, I guess, myself, that I started originally. It was actually a project that engaged me to have me work with them and help them sort of, I guess, build, I guess, Kinder Inu into something sort of more meaningful. The Kinder Inu project was started by another team. It was launched on a V1 contract at $150 market cap. It it went up to like, 27K market cap, but then, did what 99.9% of other mem shitcoins do, that it dumped back to literally zero again. They engaged me because, we were doing quite well over at Reward Miner Coin at the time. And, we had a lot of, really, really sort of solid, I guess, institutional investors within the RMC community. And we help them as part of a crypto in a box business module that Reward Miner Coin had. And we assisted them sort of straighten up a few things. And, we took Kinder Inu from about $900 market cap up to about 270K market cap in the space of, a couple of weeks. I endorsed it within our WoW community and a number of, people that, I've become friends with within sort of the Evergrow community as well. And yeah, it went really, really well. There was a few limitations on the V1 contract. So we did a migration from V1 to a V2 contract. We relaunched on a V2 contract at the 270K market cap. The original Kinder Inu team had a bit of an implosion. One of their team members, got the cranks and, dumped shitloads of his tokens, and it crashed back to earth, and it was like literally worth, it was 2/3 to fuck all again. I was a little bit frustrated and, feel a bit guilty for a lot of the people that I endorsed the project, to that moved into the project because, they didn't sell, and, they were sort of sucking a loss, from obviously all of the dumping from the original or one of the original guys, like within the Kinder Inu OG team. They sort of, lost interest in the project. And I sort of said, look, can you transfer me the ownership? Because out of commitment to my people, that I brought in, I want to make sure that the Kinder Inu project, I guess, gets another life, and that those people weren't sort of, I guess, stuck sucking a loss. So they transferred the ownership to me, myself and a few other of my other team members, like within Reward Miner Coin. They, we sort of strategized and sort of reinvented Kinder Inu. We set up a plan, a marketing strategy, and we took the token from, where it was sitting at about sort of 7 or 8K, I believe, market cap. And we took it all the way to 450K market cap in the space of, not very long. I'll show you the chart so you can sort of get a bit of a feel for, I suppose, the stages of all of this. So so back here is like where we relaunched on the V2 contract. As you can see, like it pretty well crashed. it was like literally worth nothing. This is sort of where we started, I guess, reinventing the project instead of setting up a plan. It took a little while for us to sort of gather some momentum, and we started seeing some really, really good, I guess, volume and, people coming into the project and investing into it. At the top here is where, so the Kinder Inu has had sort of a couple of different lives. So through that reinvention sort of phase, we actually set out to rebrand Kinder Inu. So Kinder Inu at the top of this, peak was rebranded to Pulsinator. So we migrated the liquidity out of the Kinder Inu contract, and we use that liquidity to create Pulsinator, which is another project within the reward miner coin ecosystem. And it's still alive and it's doing well. It's sort of waiting on the Pulse trading platform. We've built up a considerable amount of money to put into that, to drive sort of compounding rewards for stakeholders. But after we migrated the Kinder Inu project to Pulsinator, there was a lot of members within the community that had sort of done really well out of Kinder Inu, through that increase, and they wanted to reboot Kinder Inu and see where we could take it again. So the project down here was rebooted, and as you can see on that, reboot, we had a massive run. We went all the way up to a $1.6 million market cap. During that period, we paid out a bit over $44,000 USDT in reflection rewards to our community. You can see here, so showing less now because of the drop in BNB value, but we've paid out 145 BNB in rewards to our Kinder Inu lottery token holders. There's also another 4 BNB that is waiting to be pushed out into USDT reflection rewards to our community. We've paid also out over $34,000 in USDT prizes to our lottery NFT holders during that time. At the top of here, we sort of felt that Kinder Inu had run its course, and we wanted to take the project to the next level. So we did another migration. So the liquidity was removed from the Kinder Inu project. The stakeholders in Kinder Inu will be airdropped Chainmaster Finance tokens. Chainmaster Finance is another project that's sort of been an offspring of Kinder Inu. So we've got a bit of a history in, Kinder Inu to a certain degree is actually to date acted as a bit of a launch pad, because it's had some really solid runs. Unlike most memecoins, it hasn't, had an initial peak and then it's died, and then it has no meaningful existence from that point on. We've had a lot of, success, a lot of sort of, really solid people, working within the project, and, we've created a really strong community feel for what we're doing. So, after we, migrated the LP to relaunch or launch Chainmaster Finance, there was still appetite for Kinder Inu. I know it's a shit coin, I mean, it's not BTC or anything, or like a utility project. But I suppose because the community has been so integral in building it and driving the success of it, a lot of the community have got a soft spot for what we've built, because they've not just capitally invested in it, they've emotionally invested in it, and they've been part of the process, and we've built it together. So the project was rebooted again down here, and this is basically where we're at right now. We've got in respect to utilities, so to date we've actually raised a touch over. Just bring it up.
It sounds like you guys have a really amazing community. for being a
Oh,
meme
look, I
coin
mean,
and keeping the project alive so long and launching so many different times. That is truly amazing to hear.
yeah, well, I mean, how many I guess memecoin projects can you say that have over the last sort of 12 months paid out over $44,000 in USDT rewards across volume, have eliminated 55 I think percent of our supply, um, from community burns and just burns from trading volume. Like we've written a substantial amount of trading volume over the course to pay out those rewards and burn supply. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey, um, and it couldn't have been done without, I guess, a strong group of people working together. And I guess we have a very, very different philosophy. Just trying to find the marketing.
Yeah, but that's always great. Like we were talking about in the beginning, it's all about faith in the project. And it sounds like you have a community that has a strong faith in the projects you bring out. And it seems like, it doesn't have a lot of cheats that's just going to dump on the community the moment they're in profit, which is what you kind of see
Yeah, I mean, look,
in BSC.
we've had obviously people sort of cycle in and cycle out, and you're going to get that, you know. But we've of kind of got to. So we've got at the moment 48.22 BNB that the project has in essentially like a war chest. And what we're going to do with that is that a partner of mine with another project, Chris from Vault Finance, Vault Finance are launching a AI trading platform called Pulse. So we've secured a Pulse VIP account for the project, and we're going to inject, that 48, odd BNB into that, Pulse VIP account, and it's going to effectively like earn daily compounding rewards that will drive buy pressure and offer, some fairly lucrative, USDT prize pot, for our lottery NFT holders. I mean, we've minted, 625, I think, like lottery NFTs, like over the journey over the last sort of 6 months, and they're considerably good value because they're 2 BNB, but you get 50% of your 2 BNB mint cost back to you, like in Kinder Inu tokens, less the buy taxes. So you're effectively only paying like 1 BNB for the NFT. When you're factoring in the tokens that you receive, and we've had already lottery prize pots like up to sort of 3 or 4 grand, which we've run. Now, once the Pulse trading platform kicks off and we invest that money, and the compounding range that Pulse, I guess, setting an expectation of is between 0.5 and 2.5%. And we've run some calculations that that initial starting capital could hit the 500K maximum within about a year. And at that stage, we would be in a capacity to offer USDT prize pot winnings of over $2,000 per lottery NFT winner. So it's gonna be pretty neat. But I mean, the biggest, I suppose, I guess, catalyst for Kinder Inu's success is that we as a group of investors, like we make decisions. There's no sort of major sort of figurehead. Like we run polls all the time. we try and get obviously the sentiment and feel of the community, because obviously your investors are your customers, and if you're not delivering what your customers want, then you don't have customers very long. It's as simple as that. So yeah, I mean, we've really sort of built, I suppose, a more of a less is more, quality over quantity sort of framework. We would rather, I said it in the chat the other day. I said we would rather 300 Spartan holders than 10,000 Persians. We don't necessarily want Kinder Inu to, I guess, become a Shiba or, I mean, that would be lovely, but, it's not really sort of what we're set out to do. Like, it's more of an intimate sort of community, which, is really about, yes, all of us, making money, but building friendships and, I guess working together, like for a common purpose. So it's a very different type of project, I believe. It's got a bit of soul to it, because a lot of people, in the DeFi space, they kind of are lost in the fact that, in DeFi, when you're winning, someone else is losing. And you see people, selling like an absolute stack of tokens, like when liquidity is low and all that sort of thing, with sort of zero fucks given to anyone else in the project. And I suppose we have sort of built up, I guess, an ethos or a culture where we all look out for each other. I mean, we're all about obviously making money and taking profit, but you can take profit in a project without being a prick about it too. If you've got a 35 BNB, liquidity pool, don't take 5 BNB of profit.
Exactly.
Like, don't kill, I guess the project or your fellow investors. I mean, that's just a dick move, right? So yeah, I mean, I love what we've built, and that's why we've, I guess, rebooted it, I suppose, a couple of times, and we want to obviously expose the project to more people, but we don't want anyone. If you're going to come in and you want to, I guess, buy in, because I mean, we're gonna see an increase in price. It's, we're listed on CMC. We hit a $1.6 million market cap without CMC on the last run. CoinGecko listing is only a couple of days off, I believe. So we'll be listing on CoinGecko as well. We're not sort of going to be focusing too much on, mass marketing and so forth. As I said, it's going to be very much a community-based project, because we want obviously people that, come into the project and be part of the family, and, I guess, build friendships. And because crypto done right is a team sport, right?
100%. Yeah.
Networking and I guess building relationships with other investors is the way you, I guess, best see yourself do well in crypto and DeFi. Because if you're, not part of, I guess, a wolf pack, and you're just sort of trading, willy-nilly on, peppy copycat coins or whatnot, most of the time you're going to get wrecked. You're just going to be someone else's extra liquidity.
Exactly. And I'm glad you're bringing this up, because we do a Saturday podcast, and that was one of our big first episodes, was talking about organic growth and why that's important. And it's a lot of these key facts that you're bringing up is with that organic growth, you have these friendships, you have, this empathy for the community. So you're not just pulling all the liquidity out and, screwing over the next man. You guys are working together, building together.
And it's also, and like the group of guys that we've got, See, I've been in projects where, you're rub shoulders with a lot of rich pricks that give zero fucks about the average Joe or retail investor. And the average Joe and retail investor really, against some of these guys that have got a lot of money and can push candles up and push candles down, have really got no fucking hope whatsoever. And these are the type of assholes that sort of spruik the whole, diamond hand bullshit. But there they are, like, basically crunching the crunching the chart and seeing, I guess everyday people, I guess get wrecked. So it's, I don't know, we don't sort of, I guess, push the whole, be a diamond hand holder or not, because to be fair, diamond hand holding is just an honorable vow of poverty, particularly on the BSC blockchain.
Yeah, 100%.
It's smart to take profits, and if we pitch a philosophy that your goal should be to take profit to the point where you've got your original capital investment out of the project as quickly as possible without screwing everybody over, but fast track, I guess, playing for free, and then it's always wonderful to compound profit with profit, right? That's where you want to be on most of your investments. You get some gains, you take some profit, and then you're compounding that profit to make more profit so that you can sleep better at night. And that's really what we encourage. But we encourage that in the context that you don't need to be a prick to make money in DeFi. And yeah, I mean, I think that what we've built from a community culture has been particularly strong. I mean, not too many memecoin projects that are hit 1.6 million, then MC, and then but then are able to hold that, and I guess still survive to tell the tale. You've seen sort of a lot of implosions and a lot of communities be fractured because you have a small percentage of people that have made money, and then the rest of the community are basically 80% down, and they're sitting back waiting for a fucking miracle to happen so they can just break even. And no one wants to be in that boat.
No, that's the not fun side of crypto. Everybody loves to win, but they hate holding bags.
Yeah.
Well,
correct.
Is there any more information you would like to pass on to the community before we open it up for questions?
Well, I mean, we're not going to do a massive amount of development. It's really going to be, I mean, the project success is largely going to be contingent on the success of the Pulse trading platform, just being completely open, honest, and transparent about that. I've got the utmost confidence in Chris and Vault Finance. They've taken their time and they've built something really, really solid. If Pulse is successful, then obviously the capital they'll be able to raise, and the capital will continue to raise through the minting of lottery NFTs and so forth, is going to see, a significant, market capitalization or token price growth as a fait accompli. So it's not a matter of if you're, you may make money or, you're going to make money. If Pulse succeeds, the project will go up. Now, through gains and profits that we make from that Pulse VIP account, the project is built up. Where we're going to diversify into different asset classes, and it's going to be essentially a consolidated investment pool, which we're going to have a small group of the community, I guess provide oversight and it's going to drive value back to the Kinder project and the community. So we're not aiming to do 150x overnight. It's not going to happen. So if you're looking for a project that's going to do that, Kinder is not for you. We're not a peppy. We've got no real ambitions to be like a project that goes from like 0 to 1 billion, because those projects, they don't stay at 1 billion, do they? They go to 1 billion and then they're back at like $1 million market cap within a couple of weeks. And then everyone that's like bought at $850 million market cap are like, they've spent 10 grand to have $20 worth of tokens a week later. That's not what we're trying to do here. It's going to be a slow mooner, built around a solid community, and we want solid investors that are wanting to actually invest with a more institutional investment mindset, not raffle ticket buyers.
That is fantastic. Yeah,
if you're a raffle ticket buyer, go and buy a Peppy copycat and get fucked.
Yeah, my motto is slow moon, best moon. Guys, go ahead and start tagging me in your questions in the chat. We'll begin to them shortly. So go ahead and start thinking of them now and sending us them. And Chris from Vault Finance is being brought up a lot. So if you guys don't know who he is or what Vault Finance is, we did an AMA with him. Check out our YouTube channel and you'll be able to find the recording there. And then also in the pins, I'm sure you'll be able to find their Telegram as well. So you can get a little more information, about the project as a whole. And then I have a quick question before we open it up to the community. So you're talking about working with Chris from Vault Finance for Pulse. Now, is this any relations with the Pulse chain that Richard Hart just released?
No. What the fuck happened with that? Like, that's been on the build for a while, and then it's just like massive shit, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Like, the bridge was not working at all. That was a total nightmare. That's when I kind of just stopped watching it and, figured let's bugs out.
I was actually looking quite seriously at that one because he's had like success in the past with different things that he's done, and I thought it would actually do really, really well. But I got busy and didn't get into it, and I dodged a bullet. Looks of it.
Yeah,
the Pulse trading platform is not related at all to what Vault Finance have built. So Vault Finance are a BSC utility project that have been around for a bit over 12 months. Really, really solid team, and I've both Chris and myself KYC to each other. We've become friends over the journey. He's a man of I guess integrity, and that's why I'm backing this utility and building a project around it, because I firmly believe in what he's built and the breadth of what he's built and how it's going to go. They've done a lot of work. They've got a number of different like trading strategies that they're going to be blending through. They've already got a couple of $1 million, sitting aside that's going to be going on to the Pulse trading platform. And yeah, I think it's going to do very, very well. I mean, they've indicated that they're testing on the trading bots at the moment are averaging about 1.4 percent per day. Sometimes they're averaging a lot higher than that, sort of in the fours, and sometimes they're sort of closer to that sort of 0.5%. But as an average, like their released results, that they're around the 1.4% daily compounding point, which is fantastic. They've got a lot of partnerships with different exchanges, and they've done like an immense amount of work. So I'm absolutely confident that it's going to do well. But we won't just have all of our eggs in one basket either. Like, we'll use it to build an initial an investment fund or pool, and we'll sort of diversify into different asset classes. One of our community members actually runs a mining equipment hire equipment firm, and we're going to look into potentially acquiring sort of equipment assets and making money off equipment hire and other different things. So this is just really, I guess, where the project, I guess, is starting, right now, and we'll look at diversifying and building up, obviously, a consolidated pool that's going to drive benefit back to all of the holders in the Kinder community, and pay out some pretty lucrative USG prize rewards to our NFT lottery holders.
Yeah, that's a fantastic answer. Yeah, because to be honest, I did get a little nervous once I heard the Pulse name, and so I'm glad you're able to clear
No,
that up
no,
for me.
completely unrelated, completely unrelated. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was talking to Chris the other day, and he goes like, "Fuck, why do I call it that?"
Yeah, but like I said, we've talked with Chris, and Chris is a great guy and very smart and passionate about what he does. So you're definitely in great hands. Uh, well,
Yeah, yeah. No, he's sensational, and the way that they've actually set up Pulse is really, really clever. Is that it's very different in structure to a lot of I guess that other Ponzi's that have been around the space for quite some time, because at some point you know those types of vehicles become unsustainable because they're paying out all of these rewards for deposits and referral commissions and all that sort of stuff. The structure and the way that he's actually put it together with set contract periods where he actually has a legal right or the capacity to get money off the platform to actually maintain its sustainability, is very, very clever with the way that he's done it. So yeah, because the issue with those sorts of things is the more money that you have, the harder it becomes to actually sustain the percentage profitability that you are offering to those that are obviously stakeholders or part of that. So if anything, from what he was saying, he's actually going to, rather than having incentives to actually put money into the platform, his mindset is there'll actually be incentives about taking money off the platform, and that's a very unique thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that is very
Um,
clever.
yeah. So he's building it so that it is I guess something that's not going to be a 6 month 6 months vehicle, where I guess the whole philosophy is getting in, making as much money as you can, and then hoping that you don't have much money there when the whole thing fucking disappears. It's not that. It's an insured platform, so there's some safety there, and Chris knows and understands that if there was anything to happen with Pulse, the Pulse trading platform, it would be detrimental to Vault Finance and the amount of money they've invested into Vault Finance themselves and the amount of time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into that thing. They're not going to do anything that is going to jeopardize that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you touched on the first part of this community member's question with my question, so I'm going to skip to their second part. You didn't say anything about the lottery. How will the lottery work?
So the Kinder project, so the lottery prize pots are going to be facilitated in two ways. So there's a big lottery NFT rewards pool wallet in the contract. Bring it up. Two seconds.
I'm sure BSC is having a lot of traffic right now. Everybody keeping a strong eye on everything right now.
Okay. All right. So going through this so that people are, I guess, abreast of sort of what these wallets at the top here are. So obviously the top one is Burn. This one here, 481, is the Lottery NFT rewards pool wallet. So that wallet will earn USDT rewards, and then those USDT rewards go towards funding the USDT lotteries for the lottery NFT holders. The other, I guess, way that those lottery NFT prize pots will be facilitated is that 40% of the Pulse VIP trading profits will be distributed to that pool, which up to 800 or 80 lottery NFT holders will have an opportunity to win an equal share of that prize pot. So that's how I guess the lottery will work. So every 110 days, there'll be a duck race. So what we do is that we jump on a recorded AMA. We throw all the NFTs into the duck race app, and then we run the races, and the winners obviously get part of that prize pool. Now, we're probably going to have to structure it a little bit differently, like because in the past we were doing weekly lottery draws, and they were sort of smaller, sort of $100 USDT sort of prizes, just off the trading volume and the USDT rewards that were being earned on the lottery rewards pool wallet. And yeah, there were only like sort of 10 NFT holders like being sort of winning the USDT rewards. So we've opened it up to 80 NFT holders so that everybody has obviously a greater chance to win, because the USDT, once the project Pulse VIP account hits the 500K max account limit, based on a 1% daily compounding profit, the project Pulse VIP account will net about $380,000 USDT in profit every 110 days. So 40% of that will be allocated to the Kinder Lottery NFT prize pot. So we're going to be, every 110 days in a situation where we could offer a USDT prize pot shared between 80 winning lottery NFT holders of 152K every 110 days. So each of the winning lottery NFT holders would net, or have an opportunity to win about $2,000 USDT every 110 days. And because the cost of minting the NFT is 2 BNB, and you get 1 BNB rebated directly back to you in tokens, you effectively only have to win one of those lotteries to be a 10x on the true cost of the NFT. And only the NFT gets you access into all of those draws and that benefit ongoing. So it's probably one of the better I guess NFT utilities in this space. It's not just a pretty picture.
Yeah, definitely. It's creating some a chance at some income. So you pretty much answered this other community member's questions about how the reserve will be refilled, but they also was wondering if there will be any other utilities tied to the NFT other than just the lottery.
So there's a chocolate development factory NFT, which have now minted out, but we're going to offer some promotions and prizes so that new holders and new community members can get access to those. A lot of our like Kinder Inu OGs that minted those have like sort of offered to provide some of those into the pool so that new investors can win. Because there was the mint contract had like a 200 max supply, and we minted all of those out. But those chocolate development factory NFTs, you need those in order to stake your tokens. So to go through this list for you, just so that so we've got this wallet here, which is a lottery NFT rewards pool wallet. This wallet here is the staking pool. So there's 131 million tokens in the staking pool that are locked for the next 177 days, and they're getting a 44.5% APR.
Oh.
So a considerable amount. So, you're looking at out of 55% of the token supply burnt, there's 30% of the token supply that's essentially, or 16% that's locked indefinitely because those tokens won't be sold. 14.6% that's locked for 177 days. You've got just less than 5% part of your Pancake Swap public supply or liquidity. So we're reasonably strong, like for a memecoin at least. LP to market cap ratio is about 11% of LP to MC. This 63D, that's a marketing wallet. So we've got some marketing promotions like that we're running at the moment to, drive benefit or, encourage like the minting of the lottery NFTs. So there's a lottery mint promo on the minute, which there's 30 spots. 10 of those are already gone. There's 20 left, where you mint an NFT, but then you go into the opportunity to win some bonus prizes as well. This wallet here is a project team, like Treasury wallet. This one here is actually an angel investor that is actually a business partner and my boss at Digital Terrain. The guy is extremely wealthy. He owns like a $14.2 million super yacht that sits moored at Rose Bay Marina in Sydney. And he likes his Kinder Inu.
That is fantastic. It's always nice to hear, of outside investors like that taking an interest.
Yeah. So, any other questions?
Oh yeah, no, there's tons of them. I'm trying to condense this one. So, what is your reasoning for holding the lottery once every 3 months?
Well, the Pulse contract or the Pulse VIP contracts are 110 day cycles. So because a lot of the funds that will feed those like lottery prize pots are being funded by the Pulse VIP project Pulse VIP profits, then that's the reason for, I guess, the lottery is being held like every 110 days. We've once obviously the account caps out at the 500K limit, and we're in a situation where we're pulling 380K in profit for the project, which a lot of it is going to hit the chart and provide sort of big injections of chart activity and rewards to holders. Then we could look at basically staggering it rather than do like one large lottery every 110 days, but look at like doing one a month, but sort of, I guess, a smaller amount or split over each month. I I mean, the catalyst or at the moment, we need to sort of build that account up. So, um, once it's obviously at that point, it gives the project a lot of options where we can run like monthly lotteries or so forth. But at the moment, until we sort of build that, I guess, investment pool and the returns and the reoccurring revenue that's going to drive the project from that, then we'll have the lottery NFT lotteries every 110 days at the end of each contract cycle.
Fantastic answer. Uh, and then they also have another concern, and it sounds like with the partnership with Zonimus, what are the other functions of purchasing gift cards using your Kinder NU token? Wouldn't this reduce the total token supply or create a token dump graph?
Or is it a way that people can actually off ramp their Kinder Inu tokens to use it in the real world? So I mean, if we listed with ZAR, which is a great project, they offer a really really cool service. I'm an investor in those guys as well. Solid, group of guys. So they offer a platform where you can utilize a number of different projects tokens to actually purchase gift cards. Some major retail outlets and chains that you're all familiar with. So it just allows you to utilize or sort of make real your digital monopoly money and be able to use it in everyday life. I mean, there's no different someone selling their tokens if they need the money to go and buy their kid a pair of shoes or whatever. It just allows you to be able to do that in one transaction by using your Kinder Inu tokens to buy those gift cards. So it's a convenience and a facility that I think is a really good one.
Yeah, I agree. I'm weird about my bank accounts. I try to keep. I have one bank account to put fiat in from crypto if I ever have to go that way, but I don't have that option with BSC because all the exchanges won't accept that bank. So after the AMA we did with Zonymous, it was life changing for me because now I can get all my BCS off or all my BNB off without having to convert it into Ethereum. So that it's definitely a solid project. We have
I think that they've had to. I saw an announcement because I started keeping an eye on those guys a fair bit, but I saw an announcement they had to remove their Visa prepaid cards for some reason. So they're sort of working through, that, but all their gift cards are still there. And they've got, some pretty major like retailers that you can purchase gift cards of that most people would be familiar with. Like
yeah,
I've already,
definitely.
traded in some tokens like for some gift cards, and it all works. I wanted to make sure that it worked before sort of spruiking it too much. But the service they offer is really good.
It's definitely fantastic. We are running low on time. We have about 4 minutes left. I just want to remind everybody if I don't get to your questions, please jump into their Telegram. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. Plus, there is a duck race going on in their Telegram after this for
Yeah,
BNB.
is there any way for you to export all the people that are actually in the AMA so that I can get that list and then throw it into the duck race so that they can, when they cut across, I can have all their names and, add them into the duck race app, and we'll be doing a draw for a Kinder Inu Lottery NFT for one lucky winner.
Yeah, so I am video recording, and I have been grabbing the names in the chat throughout the AMA. I don't want them to just be here for 5 minutes and then jump. So I want to get a couple of reference points, make sure they've been here, enjoyed it for a little bit, at least 10 minutes, and then they'll qualify, I guess. But and I hope other admin have been keeping track as well. But I do have video evidence, and I go through the list. But with that, let's try to get to one or two more questions. Uh, this one's from a community member. How will the money earned from the selling of the NFTs be used by the team? Does the team earn a percentage of it, or are the funds all going back into the project for development?
All right. So it's on the website. All right. So everything's like completely transparent. It's on the website. Can you guys see this?
We can.
You can. All right. So out of the two BNB for the Kinder Lottery NFT, 50%, so one BNB is like used to buy Kinder Inu tokens that are actually airdropped to the minter of the NFT. So you get effectively one BNB of the two BNB mint cost back to you straight away, and it's 6% taxes, not 10%. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to fix that. Sorry. 45% or 0.9 BNB goes into the project Pulse trading account, which offers benefits to the community with scaling the size of those lottery NFT draws and driving trading volume back into the token. And then zero point 0.1 BNB is like NFT marketplace fees. So we're not taking a cut out of it. Like it's basically 50% is rebated back to the NFT minter, and then 0.9 BNB goes into the Pulse investment pool that offers value and generates the rewards to the community and the NFT holders themselves.
Fantastic. That is a nice little breakdown and seems all very reasonable. But at this time, we're out of time. So thank you, Luke, for joining us, and thank you everyone for jumping in and being here with us today. We greatly appreciate all of you. We're nothing without a community, so it's always great to see you guys joining us. Thank you again, Luke.
No worries. Thanks for having us.
No problem. We'd love to have you back anytime. Thank you again. And guys, if I did not get to your questions, please jump into their Telegram. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions. And then plus there will be also a giveaway that they'll do in their Telegram. You'll have to be over there. And the admins from Bull Insight will send over the list of names. Again, thank you everyone for joining us. And thank you, Luke, for bringing us this great project.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.